All right, there we go. We are live to the world of YouTube. Welcome back, everybody, to the HOBO Racing League. The chase has begun. We're going to kick it off here tonight from the Milwaukee Mile. Very unique track for these guys, at least. A track that they have never raced at before in this series. So that's certainly going to throw a wrench into things. And a little bit of a smaller car count here tonight, counting 17. Our first time that we've been under 20 this entire season, which, hey, still mad respectable number, and still awesome that we've gone that long with that kind of stretch. But, hey, we got a flat track. We got a very New Hampshire-esque racetrack here. And I got a gentleman alongside me that knows a good bit more about it than I do. But back in the booth once again, and here to call the full chase with me, Zach Rogers, back up here in the booth again.
Happy to be here, Andrew. Going to be a fun night. Very New Hampshire-esque here at the Milwaukee Mile. Believe it or not, this track actually has 2 more degrees of banking than New Hampshire, but Herman Reese was telling me during practice that it feels like it has less. So expect the guys to be very loose on entry, very loose on exit, as Kilojoules just makes it here, squeaks his way into the server here at the end of qualifying. He'll have to take the 5 minutes of happy hour very seriously as he comes to a track that the league, as you said, has never run before.
This being the FSE version in particular, the Night FSE version. This track looks incredible, I must say. Credit to all them guys over at FSC. They got some awesome tracks. But qualifying just wrapping up here. And yeah, as just said, KJ just got in by the skin of his teeth. So that's 18 drivers. That's big, though, for him just sneaking his way in. Because obviously he's going to be one of the championship contenders based on the speed that we've seen from him.
Missing one contender from what I am seeing. I do not see Duke Sorensen.
I do not either. It looks like he's going to be the only chaser that will not be running tonight based on what I'm seeing. Everybody else in that top 12 is here. Duke Sorensen, of course, coming into this at least seed 10th in the standings. He was 35 back, so would have been, I guess you could say, a pretty long shot there for it. But I would say, and Zach, you and I were kind of talking about this just before we got going. The favorites probably that you're looking at here will be guys like Herman Reese, Ryan Johnson, Keith McLean. KJ could definitely get it done. Jeff Stacanis and Caleb Linkle if luck goes their way, which it admittedly has not here for a while. But Steve Grant, Fugate, if they can get some luck to go their way and they keep up their consistent runs, you never know. Of course, Steve Grant coming into this with the second seed, so anything's possible when it comes to something like this, but it is like the classic chase style from about 2004. So no elimination style here, unlike over in Fast, which Zach, I know that you're running away with.
Only we had just a 10-race straight chase, it would be a lot more fun for me. I mean, I wouldn't have to worry about a random potential engine failure in the finale at Phoenix, and I believe we have a shift set up too because we're running CTS physics for our finale. We do mostly run Cup, but we are running CTS at Phoenix, unfortunately. So, you know, it's funny. The last 2 years, I didn't make enough starts to be championship eligible, and I won both of those season finales, and I've just had it in my gut the whole year that, yep, I'm going to be championship eligible, and something goofy is going to happen, and I'm not going to get to win the race or the championship. So, but yeah, we'll get to that in 2 months' time. Let's go through our starting lineup here tonight. It is Mac Daddy himself, Keith McLean, on pole for the 8th time this season. So him and Herman continue now at 8 apiece, but they are still now 4 behind Caleb Lingle, who has won the pole 12 times. Joining Keith on the front row, though, is Herman Reese himself, with Lingle in row 2, starting in 3rd place with Fugate to his outside. Harry Cody and Ricky Bumbleow in row number 3. Steve Grant, Ryan Johnson in row 4. And I'm going to say it right now, Steve Grant is the, in my opinion, consistent underdog here in the chase. He's been top 3, top 5 in points pretty much all season, but he's never been quite the favorite to win any given week. But he has done it twice at Darlington both times. Correct, Andrew?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. So don't count out that 11 machine of Steve Grant because it could be his year. It could be Denny Hamlin's year too. You never know. Could be 211s getting championships. Steve Rubino and Wiley King will round out the top 10. Eddie Rayleigh, Dan Rubino in row 6. Troy Donahue and Jeff Stekenis, last of those that set times. It looks like Jeff might have got a little loose, as aforementioned, getting loose in and out of the corner. And then rounding out our starting lineup without setting time, of course, Kilojoules, who got in the server late. He'll be in row 8 with Irv Johnston. Then you have Ron Simpson and Randy Smith making out our 18-car lineup. Speaking of KJ, I have not seen that man get on track yet. I guess he's just going to wing it in the race.
Oh, that's his style. And if I know, and you and I both know that 029, he's going to be dancing out there on the track. On a loose racetrack like this, I would be very surprised if we don't see him maybe have a moment or two, especially off of turn 4. But, Zach, I'll also go ahead and ask you here. At Milwaukee, where the corners both seem to be pretty consistent, do you have any insight into, like, if there's anything that we need to watch out for as far as them taking the corners any differently to each other? Or is it pretty well symmetrical, which, as you and I know, is quite the oddity in NR?
Yeah, it appears to be a symmetrical racetrack. I would say the corners will drive about the same. Outside line, if you're to the outside of somebody, I would think should have an advantage with how tight flat tracks can be on the right front. One thing to watch if we get green flag pit stops will be the entry to pit road, which the fuel window is 44 to 48 laps. So this is a one-stop race if it goes green, which would be pretty cool for these guys to start off the trace with a great race. They had quite the adventure last week, to say the least, at Darlington for their second visit. So, yeah, I think a lot of these guys would love to go flag the flag.
It could certainly happen. 90 laps on tap here from the Milwaukee Mile. And we're going to say hello to Barbara in the chat there. Of course, going to be rooting on both the Rubino boys, Steve and Dan. We'll see what they were able to do tonight. And like I said, with the slightly smaller car count, who knows? It maybe could be a little more conducive to some longer green flag runs. Obviously, we'll have to find out. The pit road entry is also kind of unique. It's like just there's a giant opening in the wall, and there you go.
Harry Codian is pushing it there here at the end of happy hour. We'll say, talking about the Rubino brothers, they're in their own little battle in the point standings for 19th. Dan currently has the edge by 9 points over Steve, both drivers with 2 top 10s on the season. So we'll see how that pans out for them.
They are
and
kind of
Ken Hansen not here tonight. Was the first one out of the chase. He held a 31-point gap over Randy Smith for 13th, and Randy is here. So,
yeah, Randy is here. Ricky Bumbleow also here. We'll see what Ricky can do. He's been showing some good speed as of late. Has had a lot of things not really go his way though. Of course, was the one that went around and the race and the yellow flag came out at Darlington last week. But we've got these guys gridding up here. So we'll get you guys some live pictures. There we are.
Drivers, start your engine!
Command given.
the command has been giveth.
And my lap count's not visible. Why is that?
Oh boy.
Oh, fun times. Yeah, when in doubt. Let's get rid of the black box. There we go. Oh, sure, now it shows up. What? Oh, that's why, because it was under the, okay. There we go.
You had to give it a minute.
Yep, I know what I did wrong.
Oh, the Andrew with his Millerisms over here already.
This is why I'm the discount guy, everybody.
Shout out Brian Wolf for coining that term, Millerisms. Gotta give credit where credit is due.
I will not be surprised if we get a few Millerisms in this race here. To those that don't know what I'm talking about, oh, you'll find out in due time.
Well, I already had to correct you before the broadcast that New Hampshire and Milwaukee are the same length, and New Hampshire is not a 3/4 mile track. Anyway, pace cars down pit road. We're about to go racing.
We're going to go racing here for the Milwaukee Mile, and the 2025 HOBO Cup Series Chase is underway.
We'll say the spectator camera for this track goes from the stands and follows the cars all the way around the track, real life style. So it gives you a really cool perspective coming through the corners.
Just in view here as Mac Daddy will lead the first lap from the pole. KJ actually starting from the pit lane. See him coming off there.
Yeah, I just saw that he was not on the running order for the standings. So he will be 2 laps down here.
He's got a bit of a hole to climb out of pretty much right away. He's going to have to hope for some yellow flags.
I think he might get some, but I hope it goes green.
Hey, I'm sure these guys hope for the same thing. Hopefully see some green flag pit stops. As Mac Daddy rounds it through 1 and 2 with Herman Reese and Caleb Lingle, all kind of equal separation between those three at the moment. Then you go to Fugate and Kodian. They are 4th and 5th. Kodian giving Fugate something to think about there as he's right on his bumper. Steve Grant running 6. Ooh, that was a hairy moment. Like what I did there?
Wow.
Well, he saved it though, going on him there. Steve 6th, Ryan Johnson 7th. One below, Steve Rubino, Wiley King, the current top 10. Everyone just kind of minding their own P's and Q's for the time being, but of course only on the 4th lap, so plenty of time here. These guys start to see how these cars are going to maybe change as far as the handling goes.
Well, Andrew, this is very much a rhythm track. You know, it is a flat track, and it uses the short track chassis. That's chassis 3 here on NR2003, for those who don't know. So it is very much a rhythm track. There's low tire fall off. It is a 44 to 48 lap run, but there is only about 0.7 to a second of fall off. Very similar, again, to New Hampshire. So, again, rhythm track. I'm watching Keith McLean here. He set his fastest lap on lap 4, and now on lap 5, he's 200ths off of that. So, you know, it's very much a rhythm track. Herman had a bit of an off lap there compared to Keith. Clean air is going to be a big deal tonight, too. Flat tracks like this, when you're in someone's dirty air, it can make the car like 2 to 3 times tighter coming out of the corner. So clean air is king.
Right now, Keith McLean has all the clean air to himself, even though that lap was 0.3 slower, but still well and truly in command at the moment. He does tend to like these flat tracks. It's funny, Herman was saying some of these tracks in the chase don't really suit him all that well. But running second right now and doing what he needs to do so far in that Badillac. Caleb Lingle closing slowly on him, just a little bit. Those two just ran within 1,000th of a second of each other. Checking on through the rest of the top 10 here, looking pretty well stagnant and stable.
KJ is about to have a little fun of his own here. Sorry to cut you off, Andrew. He is 2 laps down, but catching up to the tail of the field here. He's going to get let go here by Troy Donahue, and now he is approaching the 49 of Irv Johnston. Irv will slide up here through 3 and 4. KJ will power on by. So looking at KJ's lap time, So far competitive with a lot of the guys at the front of the field. His fastest lap currently puts him 7th on the fastest lap chart. Only 3 drivers have run faster than a 7:28.720, that being Keith, Caleb, and Herman. Next fastest lap is an 8:20 by Steve Grant. So the top 3 are the clear favorites at the moment. But if KJ can get this thing dialed in, get the 2 yellows he needs to get back on the lead lap, watch that 029 start to work his way through the field to the front.
I really would not be surprised to see that for the 4-time winner this season. First Herman Reese right now, the most wins on the season with 6. We're going to make it 7 and get his chase off to a good start.
I think this track is going to be one of those tracks where you might not see guys start to get loose until the closer to the halfway point of the run. And that is also true in terms of the car getting tight. If you're burning the right front more than the right rear, once that right front goes yellow, it's going to get really tight. If the right rear goes yellow first, it's going to start to get a little loose on the exit. I heard from Steve Rubino that when he did a run, his right front actually went red, and he did not make it to the end of the fuel run.
So it all depends on how you run it. As Caleb Lingle's starting to really slip back.
Keith got wicked squirrely going into 3. Little wiggle, catches it, but it drifted him a whole car length up the track. Yeah, that cost him 3/10 off his lap. Herman closes in by 2/10.
A little wash up there. Oy, that's nerve-wracking, because that tells you as this run goes on, maybe that 28 is maybe a little too loose, or maybe it was just a one-off moment. You're gonna hope so, but that's the last thing you want to have happen to you at this point in the run. And a point where, yeah, as you said, you're either going to be leaning on one or the other, right front or the right rear. Keith, I do believe, likes to run it off of that right rear. So if that thing gets any looser than that, that could spell trouble. Caleb Lingle's starting to slip back a little bit himself. Just lost 3/10 there to Herman Reese. Fugate all by his lonesome right now in P4. And Harry Codan starting to slip back into the clutches of Steve Grant. And who'd that be? Oh no! Steve Rubino, and he's out.
He's calling it early.
Ah.
It was running in the top 10.
P9 when this happened.
Oh, we got a little wiggly through the center middle of 1 and 2, and then it just slowly came around on him, and he slammed the inside wall, front end to rear end.
Yeah, that's likely damage. I'll do it.
Likely gave him some engine damage there.
Wow. And that's how easy it can happen. You're at Milwaukee.
That'll get KJ to 1 lap down. See if he can make any adjustments to his cars. Looks like Ryan Johnson might have a game issue.
Get a quick one-off replay here. There's an onboard with Jeff Stakanis watching the 7 go around there.
Yep, 78 game froze after taking the yellow going into 1, and he hit the wall. Let's see, is there damage?
Oh, yeah.
It might be okay.
Get that hammered out, hopefully. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but in my experience at these flat tracks, when you get damage like that, that'll just make you even tighter.
Oh, yeah, it'll make it crazy tight on you.
It's the last thing that you don't want to have happen.
His pit crew was done just like that, so no damage for old Ryan Johnson. He'll actually gain a position over Steve Grant coming out of pit lane.
Now let it go. All right.
Ricky Bumbalo, a big loser on pit road here.
I would also just like to take a moment to point out how cool that was, looking at the TV, I believe that was TV1 there. And every single guy, I'm pretty sure, in the shot dropped the jack at the exact same moment. That was quite beautiful to witness. Randy Smith's going to get his lady lap here, as he often does.
Well, I will say that was a great run. You know, the guys got to go more than 10 laps green for the first time in 2 weeks.
That was a good run there. We went was that 15, I believe, 14th very least,
Yeah, I think 15.
and
14, 15, something like that.
a good run nonetheless, especially at a very treacherous track.
Oh
As
yes,
we were talking about.
a third of the fuel run at a track like this is great, in my opinion. I mean, obviously you want to go the full run if you can, but a third of the run is still pretty good because what I hate at flat tracks that have minimal fall off is like, yes, the 5 laps make a difference, but if it's only like a tenth of a second that I've lost, like I can stay out on those tires, but I don't want to. I want to pit, but I don't want to because then I think other guys are going to stay out. When it's at least 10, 15 laps, you know everyone is at least going to pit and put 2 on. So then you pit and you take 4, and then now you don't really lose anything. More of a guaranteed estimate as the lights are off. There goes KJ.
We'll be down to just one lap down. And as you said, he gets another one. I think he's going to be mighty dangerous out there.
And just to add on to that point, another big reason that it's frustrating when you don't go long enough in the run is because at a track like this, it is hard to pass. We ran at Gateway, also known as Worldwide Technology Raceway, on Sunday at Fast. We were running CTS physics, which makes it even harder to get a run to make a pass. We had guys would stay out. We had like 3 or 4 guys that would stay out, and then guys that would pit, and then it would flip flop, and you could tell like the tire advantage, even if it was only 5 laps, like it made a good difference. Like you were able to get by a guy on the inside because otherwise it was top line heavy. But our top 3 are still in the top 3. Green flag back out, Andrew. We're back on the way here, lap 19.
Mac Daddy leads the way as he has since the outset and has not lost that lead with the exception of course, Randy Smith getting those laps led under yellow and already a little bit of a pull away from him as Herman Reese and Caleb Lingold hold station themselves. So I do believe that everybody in the top 5 pretty much held station. Ooh, Caleb a little close there to the rear end of the 73. Had to back out just a little. So far, they keep it right where they should be, looking clean, as these guys like to do with each other. Just keeping it clean, racing hard. We saw that on full display at Fontana. That's going to be a highlight of the entire season. Was that finish? I still plan on doing that, like the top 10 moments of the season. I think that'd be kind of fun to look back on.
You know, it's funny you talk about highlight videos you've done. I was watching your perfectly cut Joe Screams video before we jumped on tonight. Still waiting for that part 2 I asked for.
I need to do an FRN one. I would do a Blaine
an
one.
FRN one would be good. I don't think no offense to Blaine and Rod, but I don't think you'd get much out of them because they just go, oh
no, there they go.
Oh, speaking of oh no, we've got another yeller.
Oh, not the other Rubino.
Well, it's evened out.
Oh my goodness.
I think Dan's better off though. I don't see any front end damage on his car.
I'm just gonna say it. It's every time Barbara comes into the chat, this happens.
What's up, Trey? You got Trey right in the broadcast. Yep, Dan did the same thing Steve did, just went around, but he actually gets hit.
Oh,
Ron
yep.
Simpson and Ricky Bumbelow nowhere to go, and then Irv Johnston came in and finished him off and sent them to the inside wall.
That's where most of that damage came from. Very lucky escape for KJ, though. You saw him just snake around that.
Everybody wanted to touch Dan's car. They just like, yeah, we got to touch it.
They got to touch the... Hey, it's sponsored by the league, so... You get...
So here...
Good luck.
Here you've gone 2 laps. Sorry, Andrew, I'm cutting you off again. I don't foresee anyone pitting. Caleb's going to make people think about it. Ryan is. Steve is. Nope. Yep, Ron's going to come in. He was in the accident. Eddie Rayleigh's outside the top 10. He's probably figuring why not.
Right there for the 44, but it looks like he's at least going to try to keep going.
This is good for KJ because KJ definitely wanted to see the second yellow soon after the first. so that he has at least a ton of time here to maybe get himself into the top 10, then into the top 5. If he has the pace, of course. It looked like he was a little inconsistent there when he first got out. I think he might still be testing the limits of what he can do.
I only ran, what, a 28.8, I think?
For the record,
yeah.
For the record, Barbara, that was Andrew who said that. I didn't say that about you at all. I think you don't do anything when you're in the chat. I just want to put that out there. It's all Andrew. Just Andrew said that.
I I have a little too much fun around here sometimes. We all know that. But you jinxing your bros. That's what's happened. Yeah, good to see you, Trey. Thanks for hopping by, my man. And Barbara, we always love having you here as well. We love having everybody. I love having Zach here. Zach's my boy. Zach's my fellow sleep token enjoyer.
I still got to check out the lo-fi.
If you just want something good to just, vibe out to, it's seriously, it's really good. To those that don't know what I'm talking about, I found a video of the entire newest Sleep Token album done in lo-fi, and it's just, I can't describe it any other way other than it's a vibe. It's something that you can just drift off to, kind of.
I believe Dan Rubino is still on track. Yes, Dan is still out there. He has not given up yet. Back end is crumpled all the way in, technically gone. This mod just has a funny way of showing it's gone.
Just saying.
Lights are off.
I guess this mod doesn't show when they've sawed it off.
Nope, that's because Bullring didn't make it that way for some reason.
And what do we also know whenever the back end gets that crumpled in?
Loose as heck.
Loose. Oh boy.
Loose as a goose. Shout out Josh Moyers.
Honk.
Honk indeed.
So Dan Rubino is going to be crazy loose, and Ryan Johnson, assuming he still has that side damage, is going to be pushing.
I'm going to make a wild prediction. And I'm not saying Dan can't drive, but I'm going to make a wild prediction. He already self-spun once. He's going to self-spin again.
If I'm not loose, I'm going to do the same thing.
If he tightened it up, he should be okay. But most of the time, you figure, I'm already damaged. We'll just leave it.
Hey, we'll see what he's able to do. But green flag is back out here at Milwaukee.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness!
Restart for Fugate. He was half asleep on that one.
Gotta
drink some sun drop, get the sugar levels up.
Lingle was almost shoving Herman. Herman's a little bit closer this time, but Heath once again with the charge and throws in the clutch. There's a caution back out.
No.
No, okay. Interesting. How many laps we got to go here? Still.
I mean, it is still absolutely a one-stop. Might be trying to get it down to a can. Take right sides only in a can, or even still right sides in a can and a half to save 3.5 seconds. As stated, there is really no fall off, so I don't know how much the left sides are wearing, but I would assume other than maybe the left front, I would assume the left rear is not really wearing at all on a track like this.
Barbara, who is who?
Probably asking who I am. I am Zach Rogers. Hello.
And Zach's been in the booth with me a good few times this season. It's been a bit, but yeah, we got him back up here again. Caleb's still giving Herman a lot to think about there, but this top 5 has pretty much been unchanged since the drop of the initial green, and we are now 29 laps in. These guys looking pretty well unflappable right now, especially Mac Daddy, of course, out in front.
Kilojoules slowly making his way forward. He just got by Bumbaloo for 12th.
Take a little look here at who's where behind the top 5. Ryan Johnson's 6th, Steve Grant, Jeff Canis. And then you got Wiley King, Ron Simpson. And yep, there's KJ going to be setting his sights now on Ray Dog, Eddie Rayleigh up there in 11th.
Talking Joe and who?
Oh. JoJo Network. Hey, I mean, if you keep doing more broadcasts yourself, I might have to do one for YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be probably pretty funny.
I think there'd be some good ones. I just need to do one for myself. There's plenty of material for that.
I think instead of doing cutout screams,
Ooh.
it would be funny every time I use a certain word.
Certain word.
Like a gaggle or something.
Oh.
Joe likes to say gaggle. That would be a good one.
Everybody.
Oh, we got a gaggle.
Everybody in the commentary world, I swear, has the one thing, their one go-to word, phrase, whatever it is. I'm going to throw my good buddy Alex under the bus here and say he can never go he can't go 5 minutes in one of his races without saying it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I dared him once to say it's going to be bewildering to see what happens. He said it, and he got $5 out of me for doing that.
I definitely have a more go-to word than gaggle, but I am blanking on what it would be because it has been a little bit since I've been in the booth. Speaking of Alex, he'll be on the podcast this Friday.
Oh, you got him.
Finally asked him to come on board. I've been having trouble getting the online guys to get their schedules straightened out, so I figured, you know what? Offliners have all the free time in the world. I think I can get Alex in. So, yep, he will be episode 21. Just had Adam Sweet on for episode 20, which Adam was my first quote-unquote retired NR driver to come on. So that was fun.
Hey, go check out Who's That Driver on Zach's channel. It's a pretty cool deal. I still hold the honor of being the first, and I hold that with a lot of pride.
Yeah, we got a couple of milestones coming up. We got 25 coming up. I'm going to try to pick someone specific for that, and then episode 50 will be a big deal. And if we ever get to 100...
Just interview yourself at that point.
Oh, Fugate spun it.
Oh, can't find him. There he is.
I'm not going to lie. I was watching him in practice, and he was doing that quite a bit. So I can't say I am surprised, unfortunately. But looks to be minimal damage.
Well, that is 3 for 3 on spins in turns 1 and 2.
This one looks like it was early. Yeah, this happened the Fugate going into the corner. It looks like he might have carried too much speed, or actually, wait a minute.
Yes.
Too much. He might have tried to jab the brake when he was turning in, because it looks like the car jerked to the left while he was going into the corner. So he either just jerked the wheel to try to get it to bite down because it wasn't biting down, or he jabbed the brake a little too much because it wasn't slowing fast enough. Because, yeah, like right on entry, the car just suddenly stepped out left, and it just, even though it looks like he's fine, like it's not fine because all the weight is now to the right rear of the car, and it just comes around on him.
How fast that can happen. As looks like pit road, a pretty busy place here. Got everybody coming down. Now this is a gaggle. To answer Barbara's question, this is a gaggle right here. Just a big group.
It's a clump.
Yep.
See if anyone tries to take 2 here, but I doubt it.
You focused in on these top 3 here.
Yep. Nope. Everyone's taking 4.
See if they drop the jacks again, all in sync.
More or less.
In sequence there, that was cool. All the weird things for me to be entertained by in this race, it's that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what my go-to phrase is. I did 10 years offline.
I know that mine is
See, I've done a good job tonight of not doing that.
It's my...
Instead, I just either stutter the word or I repeat the word. Yes, Barbara, a clump of cars. So, like, if everyone's close together, that's a gaggle. Especially if they're, like, about to wreck or look like they're going to wreck. Now, that's a gaggle.
Yeah,
Like
when it gets very
gaggling it all
sketchy.
up. Very sketchy, yes. I think my trademark is actually my opening, because everyone will say ladies and gentlemen, and like Joe's whole thing is ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, welcome to JTN. Like, that basically what Joe does. But like, even Tarnation, I think, will do like ladies and gentlemen or whatnot. I say y'all. I'd be like, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Bulldog Speed. And that's my shtick.
I mean, it's better than you just saying, hey, guys.
Some people don't even say anything, I don't think.
I really don't have an intro.
Your intro is, the stream is running, we are good to go.
I mean, yeah, true. Pretty much.
No problem, Barbara.
I really, really need to get like one of those countdown screens. It's funny, I was even thinking about that recently.
I just made a screen where it's my channel logo. I should make a video at some point. If I start to do more and I get clips to online broadcasts, I'll make like a video, actual video like Joe does. But like for now, I just have it, my like YouTube background banner, and then I have like a song over it. And I'm actually surprised the song does not get third-party claimed. It is from like an old Hot Wheels kids movie, but I am surprised that it doesn't get third-party claimed by a Warner Brothers. But hey, I use it.
Hey, if it's working for you, and you ain't got for it yet. Funny, I even know exactly what I would use. It's from one of the old Codemasters F1 games, which I've used back in my offline days, and I never got gypped for it either, so... Unless maybe that's changed by now, but...
Well, it'll be 51 to go here, and it might be Clutch City.
Yeah, we're
Caleb with a good restart.
Right on the end of the fuel run here. And, hey, for the first time, we got a change in the top 5, and that is Jeff Stakinis, although he looks a little sketchy there. Holding up Ryan Johnson just a little bit. A little wiggle there from Caleb. And don't look now, there's KJ up into 7th. Just behind Ryan Johnson, who took a peek there on the 31.
Yeah, we'll really get to see now what kind of pace the 029 machine has. This is right where his fastest lap sits. His fastest lap actually sits in 6th, ahead of Ryan Johnson, but he's currently running behind Ryan Johnson. But the lap times, they are quite close. KJ with a 8:07 to Ryan's 8:23. That is not enough to pass somebody on the inside. So it is going to take, I think, a mistake or just some lucky pit road RNG at this point to start improving your positions, unless you want to take the gamble that is 2 tires.
And later in the race, with what you were saying, with the fall off not being all that high, I know someone's going to make the call. It's just a matter of who. As
We've got another one.
Oh, it's Dan and Troy Donahue this time.
And Dan is unfortunately done this time. Sorry, Barbara. They're both done now.
They are now both out. Troy even broke out the special paint scheme for tonight. Oh, he actually wasn't even initially involved.
As I said, once that rear end came off, it was going to be a matter of time. And the 44, wow, that time Dan got loosed the way that Steve did off of turn 2. It just very slowly came out from under him, and he actually hit the inside wall first, then came back up the track, and Troy had nowhere to go.
I am actually amazed that Dan did not hit the attenuator. That had potentially be way worse. But obviously it's going to be enough to knock the 44 out. She already had the 07 out of the race. Fortunately, I think the Rubinos are going to be our only 2 retirees thus far.
Well, I got good news. In the battle for 19th in the points, Dan will gain, I believe, 4 points on Steve. I think that's how many they get at that point. I think it's 4.
I
Might
think
be
you're
3
right.
already. I don't remember. I don't remember where the point differences shrink on the old format. It might be outside the top 10 that it goes every 3 points. I don't quite remember, but either way, it'll be a 12 or 13 point gap for Dan over Steve heading into next week's race.
A bit of sibling rivalry there. Which we're probably just hyping up. And oh yeah, we got guys on the clutch here.
Yeah, no one pit. It wasn't worth it. Tires haven't aged enough, so no one pit. Track position is crucial, as stated before. If they can clutch, it is cup physics, so if they can clutch it, they should be able to save, 3-4 laps. I think you might be able to save 5 if you really clutched it, but big problem with saving gas, Andrew, is at a track like this where there's no fall off, but you wear the right front. Every time you clutch, you put excessive pressure on the right front tire because there's no horsepower in the car. You're at bottom rev, so there's nothing hitting that right rear tire. So it just, leans the full car forward and all the weight goes on the front of the car. So then you burn the front tires more, makes you tighter quicker.
Oh, thank you, Nelly.
Thank you, Nelly.
What's up,
I
dude?
would like to say the Nelly trademark, but we are on stream, so.
Yeah, let's not do that. Hey, I can say it like this. Screw Nelly.
No, it's not the same. I'll
True.
just say it on Thursday when I see him.
I know Mac
Running
Daddy would say it
Bristol.
right now.
Yeah, Mac Daddy don't give a you know what. But now
Hey,
both of the
these guys
brothers
have been pretty good in the booth.
dipped out of Team Speak, so they are gonna enjoy the rest of the race from the couch.
Right?
Maybe a beer in their hands. I don't know if they drink, but
Officially now
go
halfway
for
through
it,
this
he
deal.
says.
Go for it.
Don't tempt me with a good time, Nelly. Wouldn't it be the first time someone's dropped an F-bomb on Andrew's channel?
It's happened a few times, but hey, this is serious stuff. This is the Top Traction Network. This is not the stream of degeneracy, which I used to do years ago. Maybe
Wow,
we'll bring that back someday.
Way to throw yourself under the bus, Andrew.
Oh, you have no idea how much. Wow. We'll come back to that point under the next caution. Let's just
This
say
is why
you have
you
no
gotta
idea how much lost
do
media there is.
you got to do warm-ups for your lips and your tongue so that you're not tripping over your tongue when you start saying words and you're trying to construe sentences and the race is going back green. No stutters from me, boy.
Second half of this race officially underway. Mac Daddy continues to remain in familiar territory. Heck, this whole top three has been pretty much in familiar territory this whole time. Hello, Harry, right on the tail of the 113 as KJ actually found the wall.
That wall is no good. There's no RC Cola in the wall.
No. I don't know how well RC Cola and Stella
Thank
Artois
you,
would go
Barbara.
together.
Have a good night, Barbara. Maybe next week Andrew won't accuse you of causing your brothers to wreck.
Hey, next week is Bristol. I feel like everyone may be out for it at that race. That's always a tricky one. Here we go for 6th.
This will be our first real show, I think, of how well you can defend on the outside line when there's a car to the inside. It looks like Ryan did a pretty good job through the center. KJ is definitely loose.
I feel like he may have been able to keep it there if he didn't have that wiggle. I knew that 029 would be dancing.
Might be faster than Ryan right now, but it is, like I said, hard to pass.
That inside lane defended, or rather just... Wow. I was about to go somewhere with that, realized I was about to say something incorrectly, and then my brain just shut off there, so... Like I said, it's been a week. Although, what I will say, shout out Jeff Stakanis up here in the top 5 still. Driver that is definitely overdue for a good run in that 31 to try and put himself potentially into championship contention. There's obviously the point leader coming into this deal, and the number 1 seed and the favorite running second right now.
Well,
He's
Andrew,
been staring at the back end of that 28 for a while. Sorry.
I don't hear any clutching right now.
No, ooh, Caleb.
They might have saved enough under the yellows. I think they did say, Keith did say he could go 47. Herman said he could go 48. So they might not have needed to save as much as we initially were suspecting.
Yeah, with what we got, 39, 49, wait, wow. It's all going out the window for me, I swear. It is now 38 laps to go. But yeah, I definitely think if they are in a window, they should be good. It's a matter of how the heck you're going to wear out these tires. Even though, as you said, the fall off isn't that massive, it's going to be at least enough that if this run goes the full way, you may see some comers and goers.
KJ would love to see this run go the whole way because KJ excels on the long run. KJ's never really been a short run guy unless he can loosen up the heck out of the car because there's like no fuel in the car anymore. Then he turns into a short run guy, as he will get by Ryan now for 6th.
It's clear there on the inside lane. Steve Grant actually almost followed suit. The other run came there for the 78, although he's going to try to cross him over. Not quite going to be able to get there. AJ will hold on to that position, and given the potential speed of that car, he's going to try and run down Stakanis next.
Fugate slowly recovering. He's up to 11th. Trying to close in on Eddie Rayleigh for 10th. And then Wiley King up in 9th.
Just keep an eye on Caleb Lingle here. That 113 is suddenly not looking too happy. He's been bobbling quite a bit on these corner exits, just enough that you could see him really sawing at it. And that's what makes me just a little bit nervous. And he is slipping back a little bit from the 73. The 13 has been on his tail for quite a bit of this run so far. He's about had a run on him at one point, but opted not to make the move.
Yeah, great run tonight for Harry. He is one of 2 drivers who made the chase without winning a race. 6 top 5s, 12 top 10s on the year for Harry. Duke Sorensen, the other driver who has not won, that is in the chase. Of course, Duke was not able to make it out tonight.
And I've been saying this about Harry for a good several weeks now. It's like the cap came off of this 13, and he has been on some very, very impressive runs. As of late, we've been able to interview him a lot with his top 3s. Came so tantalizingly close at Darlington last weekend. That's the wall.
Getting tight on him.
Yeah, that's going to be where it's going to manifest. But hey, we talked to him, and he said, "Yeah, I wanted that win, but the chase was more important." And he had to pass Ken Hansen in the points in order to make that happen. Ken Hansen was 12th in points going into that race at Darlington, but Ken just never quite had it all night, and Harry was on fire. So that was pretty much his opportunity to lose, and he took full advantage of it with the 2nd place. And now this 13 is continuing to show that he's still got a lot of speed in that thing, running P4 at the moment. KJ catching up to Jeff Stakanis here very quickly.
Yeah, you got to figure KJ's figured out his car now. Definitely has. It's lap 60. It's a rhythm track. There is not a ton of fall off, so I think KJ is able to run harder on this track because of that. Just got to watch that right rear heat. Make sure it doesn't get too hot. Don't overstep it out through the corner. And he looks like he should have a chance here to get alongside Jeff. He is just enough faster that he should get a shot on him here. And then there is a breath of clean air here between Jeff and Harry. That'll help KJ out. But KJ's going to want to make this pass here quickly because he is hurting his right front here the more he runs behind the 31.
And we've got a little squirrely there off of 4. He's got to find a way to get that nose under the quarter panel. Ooh, maybe like right here. As the 31 starts to push. This could be on here for P5.
But Jeff will let him take it.
Yeah, he's not going to fight him too hard there. KJ up into a top 5 after starting the race 2 laps down for missing the initial start. Well, I still think Caleb Lingle's going to hold the title for latest entrant into a race.
Just lost it.
Are you serious?
What happened?
Corner entry. Let's have a look. Get out of here. Oh my god, he sure did. Wow. Kind of like Fugate earlier, you think?
Yeah, he just got in too hot.
That's insane. Well,
that's what I like to call I've been in dirty air so long, let me remember what clean air feels like, and I'm going around.
Yep. Starts to feel it, he locks it down, and it just spins on him.
Well, I think he can still get back up there to maybe the top 5, but it's going to be tough to challenge for a top 3 now, especially with damage. It doesn't look to be too severe, but this will likely be the money stop for everybody.
Yep, and everybody's gonna come in here. If you're further back, you think that this could be 2-tire potential?
No, they went too long. I would take 4 here.
Mac Daddy leads him down, and once again, lap 65 of 90. Under the yellow flag here. That's an awfully tight spot there.
KJ caused the yellow. He's going to stay out a lap and get 5 bonus points. Figure he probably won't have another shot to get him now.
No.
Oh, Wiley King,
you can't do. Wiley King has done it. 2 tires.
Was that intentional? Oh, I don't think that was intentional. He got in his pit box crooked as all heck.
Uh-oh. You're going to bring it back down, maybe.
I feel like they should have changed lefts there if they wanted to, but man, did he... That's about as crooked as you can get in your pit stall to get service.
I'm going to keep it here to see if he comes back down, to see if that was intentional or not.
Nope, he's staying out.
Ooh, boy.
KJ will pit. He will not get the 5 bonus points. I think he was just waiting to claim it.
Just out of pure curiosity, let me see how sideways he was here.
Like, I don't think you could get another degree sideways in your pit box and still get service.
Oh my goodness.
Wiley
yeah,
was...
That's pretty lopsided. Oh my gosh, especially for the spectator cam. Oh, that looks funny. But yeah, that's the call there, and the Team Speedland drivers going aggressive with the pit strategy, whether intentional or not. He's sticking with it.
So that'll jump Wiley to the lead. That'll put Keith in dirty air for the first time all night. Drop Herman, Caleb, Jeff a position each. Oh, Harry lost a couple of positions. Oh, no, wait. Harry's still rebounding. I forgot. Harry looped it earlier. Wow.
No,
I've got.
he was running fourth.
I thought Harry spun at some point. No,
No, you might be
I'm
thinking of
bugging.
Fugate.
I'm bugging. Yep, this is what I'd be doing now. I'm getting tired, and I'm bugging out.
Maybe it's contagious. I'm sorry.
But Harry will be down. Yeah, down the 7th. So Harry's gonna have to do some work here to try to go for another shot at Caleb for 3rd, assuming Caleb, Herman, and Keith can get back by Wiley King.
Yeah, what's Wiley gonna be able to do here?
Wiley has not had a ton of raw speed tonight. So this might be a gamble in hopes of maybe holding on enough to maybe get a solid top 5, top 10. It is hard to pass. We have seen that.
It is very hard to pass, and we're at the point in the race where, hey, you never know. We could end up in that cautions breeding cautions phase. There's going to be 23 laps to go at the stripe. So,
Speaking of Fugate, he'll restart in 10th. We'll see if he can get a few more spots back up to where he was running earlier.
still trying to rebound is that number 9.
23 to go.
Restart. And that was a late restart, it looked like.
It looked like Wiley was already going before the green was even officially out. That was quite goofy looking.
Caught some guys out there. Oh, it looks like he's skating a little bit. But at least pans out that he's going to be able to hold on to this lead, at least for the time being. But, oh, Keith is already there. All but. Ooh,
Oh,
Keith. Wow.
Oh,
How did
Herman
he hold on to that? Somehow they all held on to it. And Keith will make pretty quick work there. Oh, if he doesn't spin again, or get loose again.
He's all right.
Whoa.
Oh, Ricky Bumblelow is not going to save it. He's around.
Trying to find him here. There he is.
Caution is out again.
And here we are in that phase. Cautions can breed cautions. This one on lap 69. Nice.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Off a 2. The old wiggle and then see you later. Yep, there it goes. Catches. And second time, no charge. No chance. What?
Yeah, it's been the money spot tonight. Is off the turn 2.
1 and 2 have been Calamity Corner here tonight. We had, I think, 1 or 2 deals off of 3 and 4. You almost had it. Very close. But there it goes. Catches, and then just, I think, an overcorrection, anticipating that it may have caught hard enough that he was going to go to the outside wall, which would have been 10 times worse, and who knows who he could have collected.
Well, Wiley King was thinking about going down pit road and putting lefts on it, I think, but he does not. So Bumblelow will pit. Of course, he spun, and Irv Johnston will go down.
Probably some front end damage at the 85 is going to have to repair. 20 laps to go here at the Milwaukee Mile. Like I said, it has proven to be quite the challenge as far as making up ground for a lot of these guys. A good challenge nonetheless. Except for, unless your name is MacDaddy, in which case you're just smooth sailing here, and all you had to do was just be patient with the 95 Pontiac in front of you, and then you're like, alright, here we go. He took it right back. He has been the man here tonight. But, still 20 laps to go. And who knows what kind of chicanery we may see as this goes on, but I would be very surprised if any of these guys pit. Chicanery.
Say that one more time.
Chicanery.
We're not racing on a road course, Andrew.
Chicanery. Nonsense. Craziness. It's like the
why
gaggle.
Why we're talking about chicanes. We're at Milwaukee, man.
Hey, we were talking about catchphrases earlier. I think I just found mine. I love the word chicanery. And the word skosh. I like saying skosh. stayed at work all the time.
Chicanery, the use of trickery to achieve a political, financial, or legal purpose.
Political, financial, or legal? I don't know. Would one of those qualify as a race win?
You might have gotten your definitions mixed up with something else.
The trickery part, I had that right at least. Call it tomfoolery, perhaps?
That would be more appropriate.
Yeah, all I need a dictionary next to me.
But you did give me a word I can use for my next book, so I guess
Chicanery?
we're onto something. Yeah. Deceit. Similar synonym is deceit.
Deceit. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Now I can just have one of my characters say, "Will you quit your chicanery and just tell me the truth?"
I expect royalties. I'm just kidding.
Nope. You didn't make the word. The word already existed.
I guess it's too late to trademark it now, is it?
Yeah, I think you're gonna have a tough time with that one.
Oh well.
17 to go.
17 to go here at Milwaukee. Track Daddy coming back to the restart. And back underway. Wiley King, we'll see what he's going to be able to do to try to hold on to a good finish here. Herman Reese, Caleb Lingle, Jeff Stacanis remain top 5. Caleb twitching again. Credit to him for holding on to that thing. I swear, that thing looks like it's going to go at any moment.
Wiley not under any immediate fire this time. See Herman a little twitchy coming off of 4.
Getting these tires back up to temperature. I'm sure the heat cycle probably isn't quite as prominent on a flat track, but I'm sure it's still beating these guys up a little bit.
Well, it'll eat them up more when there's more wear. I mean, they didn't have a lot of laps right there, so the heat cycle isn't too bad on this particular restart. If you had them go another 7 and then restart again, it might be a little more sketchy.
Candace also with the little step out there, but he manages to hold on to it. 15 laps to go here at Milwaukee, and Wiley's holding on so far.
Herman going for the good gap right there for Herman. Had to run. Wiley's car started to slide up. Not the best move, though, to make the move right on exit. You kind of want to wait until you're off the corner and you've developed all that momentum, but nonetheless, Herman will get to Wiley's inside. Should take second back here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Mac Daddy. He has checked out.
Daddy's been the class of the entire field tonight, and he is gone. Ugh. Sure, that could have been a moment. Wiley's starting to slip.
You got the old left sides, and even though you're on the defensive line, you are just getting passed and passed and passed, and oh boy.
Oh, Irv. The engine.
Oh, that car is junk.
Did he wreck it, or is that a... Oh, it just blew up.
No, a random. Well, you usually have one a race, so that's tough.
At this track, no less.
He was minding his own business all night.
And kablooey. Although it looks like he downshifted. I don't know if that was just the game pulling something silly, but...
Now, this is where, as the leader, you hate that a yellow came out because you don't know what to do. Do I pit and take 2 and loosen my car up? Do I stay out? Going to be restarting under 10 to go. If it was me, I would just stay out at this point.
Passing's way too difficult. I agree.
And there goes.
No, buddy.
I'm shocked. I think if Herman pit, they would have all followed.
Now, yeah, if they all followed, that would have been very interesting.
I think they just wanted to give the poor poor Mac Daddy a heart attack. I mean, he's getting up there. He's closing in on 60 years old. Don't do it to him, man. Think about his health. Well, I don't know how much Keith really cares about health, but
yeah.
we don't joke about how many beers does it take until the 28 spins for no reason.
Well, he better
Which
not be having too many here.
He doesn't drink. I have heard Keith say he does not drink on Tuesdays, except for like maybe 2 or 3 to loosen himself up. But he otherwise does not go crazy. Thursday night's the crazy night, which I haven't seen him for 2 months. So where we at, man? Getting crazy without racing?
Oh boy, yeah. You said it's Bristol?
I don't think Keith likes Bristol.
Neither do
seen. I was doing a lot of stat work when we were doing races earlier this year, and I don't believe Keith has the best track record at Bristol.
Well, he's got to hope that'll turn around next week, because guess where these guys are going?
Bristol?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got to face your demons eventually.
He's got to hope for the best there. Herman Reese, reigning winner at Bristol earlier this season. See what he'll be able to do with that one. That will be 1 week's time. Of course, we are off from streaming prime time this Saturday. Sunday though will be Portland for Fast. We'll get to see this guy out on the racetrack once again. Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
I'm attempting to continue my road course dominance. I've won every road course this season at Fast. Had pretty good challenge at Chatham back in the spring. Randall probably should have won Watkins Glen last month, but he goofed on what pit road speed was and went 5 miles an hour slower down the whole pit road. So, but he was better. So he likes Portland. His words Sunday night, he said Portland's his last chance because he says he sucks at the Roval. Can confirm the last 2 years that we have. Actually, I don't know if I ran it 2 years ago, but last year we ran the Roval and I was gone. So it's a lot more of a technical track.
I love the Roval. That's
one thing you got to worry about the Roval is crashing your game because that track is very, very intensive. You got to turn some stuff down in the settings to make it to where you don't got to worry about that happening.
And I guess I should preface, I love the Roval with the original chicane layout on the backstretch.
No, thank you.
That I loved just sending it through there.
Yeah, except the problem is if it's the realistic layout, there was like a more stretched out layout that was made because people realized that if we run the realistic layout, we're all gonna die because you hit the rumble wrong like one little way and you just bounce into the tires.
Yeah.
9 to go.
There we go. 9 laps to go. Everybody's still on pretty even tires. Oh, Caleb! Big block from Herman. Holy cow! There's your Millerism for the night.
Caleb got a great restart, but Herman did a great job making Caleb's entry awful.
And Wiley's around. Oh, Eddie railing hard into the wall.
KJ got a piece of Wiley. They're racing back.
Herman was right there with the 28. But Keith is going to hold on to it.
We'll get one more restart, I believe.
As they were wrecking pretty big there. Let's take a look.
Ryan Johnson was on Wiley's inside. Was there contact? Nope. Wiley got loose and bounced off of him. Oh, Eddie, I think, got run over, though.
And there's the 95 stepping out. Bounce, ping, see you later. And yeah, the 112. Totally set the deal.
Minute contact coming down onto Fugate.
Take a look at that for the Army car. As everything takes place in front of them.
No one's spinning here.
Just too close for comfort. Yeah, no. You've made your bet at this point.
No, Harry's making him think about it, but he ain't going in. KJ's going to come in, though.
KJ, nothing to lose.
I think KJ did get a piece of damage on the front nose there, touching Wiley.
I mean, yeah, he was 12th, so not a whole lot that he's going to be losing by at least trying something. But wow, what a restart there from the 113, and yeah, Herman had to deny that one quite firmly. Holy moly. One of the more crazy moments of the night. And heck, we got 7 to go. We're going to be 6 to go next time by. We'll probably be going green with 4. So next flag would end it at that point. Does anybody have anything for Mac Daddy? That's the $1,000,000 question. So far, the answer has been no.
Either do what Caleb did to Herman, which Herman would have to do to Keith, get the better restart, maybe kind of time it. It looked like Caleb might have timed it to where he was almost accelerating closer to Herman right before the green came out, and then he was able to stomp on it, get that run, make the move. As long as you're within the 5-mile-an-hour pace speed range, that's all kind of legal. Not sure if that's exactly what he did, or if Herman just maybe got a bad jump. I didn't look. I'm just speculating.
I getcha. I mean, I will admit,
either a mistake, which Keith has made none aside from a little bobble in the 3 earlier, or Herman's going to just have to junk him.
Come on, Herman, do it. I'm just kidding. We love Mac Daddy. Heck, it was his idea for me even doing this in the first place.
You know what I love, Andrew?
What's that?
Bed.
Hey, I'm in my bed right now, so.
Well, good for you. Smart ass.
I can tell you're getting tired.
Yeah, it's been a struggle adjusting to the new job hours that I got. I started last week, and my brain is like, hey, yeah, it's 10:30. We still have energy for one more hour to be awake. And then I go to bed at 11:30, and I only get 6.5-ish hours of sleep, and I wake up tired as heck. And it's like, well, I should at least try to get 7. So we had a container to unload this morning, and it was the most intensive work exercise I've done in a long time. Because my last job was pretty laid back, not a lot of lifting and running around or anything. So I actually had to do a lot of movement this morning. So I'm quite tired and I'm a little sore, and we've got to do another one tomorrow. And the product for tomorrow is going to be heavier. So I would definitely like to get at least my 7, which I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll get in bed.
So.
I'll get in bed by 11, and I'll be able to get my 7.
Well,
7.5.
We know one thing is a fact. This is the final restart of the night. Mac Daddy's just got to hold him off one more time. 4 laps. Does Herman have anything? He's certainly trying.
Bit of a good restart there. Caleb's going to look to the outside.
Caleb definitely had the better restart gear all night long. He fires back in, and Herman gets a little loose.
Ryan Johnson got a little wiggly. Harry's going to get to his inside for position.
Ooh, Caleb, big send on the outside.
Caleb's in second gear right now.
Going to try to power off at turn number 4 there, and they remain side by side for second.
Caleb will go down to third gear again. Will he go to second gear?
Oh, Harry.
Again? Harry way up the track, maybe trying to do what Caleb's doing.
Caleb's going to cross him over.
Yep, Harry does the same to Ryan Johnson.
Jeff Sakanis is in a situation of all right, this is interesting. Not all this going on around him.
Caleb down to second gear again, trying to get horsepower down. Did not work that time. He's actually going to get checked up big. That's going to let Jeff get to his outside.
He doesn't get him into the wall there with 2 laps to go. All this going on behind Mac Daddy, who is checked out.
Harry still to the inside of Ryan Johnson, looking for a top 5. Someone has spun. It was Wiley King, but we stay green.
As Harry and Ryan continue to go at it, Steve Grant is there too.
Harry's going to get him for 5th.
Ooh.
Or maybe not. No,
Ryan
that's
got
in
the
the
wall.
wall. Now Steve Grant to the inside for 6. White flag is out, though. Keith McLean is in clean air, and he's just got to hit his marks here on this last lap.
Awesome final final run here as Caleb once again gets a little swirly. But none of that is going to matter for Mac Daddy. Wire to wire all but. And he is going to pull it off here and win the first race of the chase.
Dominant drive by Mac Daddy tonight. Got the pole, and I think that's what it really boiled down to tonight, was having the pole, being in the lead, and just clean air was king.
After 90 laps, he gets her done. Was there really any doubt based on that performance? Perfect job holding off those guys there on that final restart, and then just said, see you later, as they went side by side. Some awesome racing there from second on back, though. That was awesome stuff there to wrap it up. And yep, even with an incident there, we stayed green. And Mac Daddy, some beautiful donuts there.
Tough break for KJ. Wasn't really able to rebound after that incident. Comes home in 12th. Tough night for him to start out. That's the kind of night you can't have, especially for KJ, you know.
Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of points on Herman.
And think about this, Keith won and led the most laps and all that, but he's only going to gain, I think, 10 points here on Herman. I'm not sure if Herman led any laps, so I'll have to take a look. But Keith will be either 5 back or 10 back.
He came in 15 back, so, but hey, that's points made up regardless. And that's what you got to do. But congrats to Keith on the race victory tonight. That is win number 5 on the season, so that will put him now second to Herman.
Yep, Herman did not lead any laps. Your lap leaders tonight. Randy Smith 1, Wiley King 4, and Keith McLean led 85 laps.
Dominant. Utter dominance out of Mac Daddy. Herman raced Caleb Lingle second and third. That is exactly where they started the race. Jeff Stakanis, a good run there in fourth, continues his kind of meme-ified top 5 streak there. Let's see, that will put him now 16 on the top 5 and 10 list. And then round out the top 5 was Harry Codian, continuing his stretch of good runs. Ryan Johnson, Steve Grant, Fugate, Ricky Bumbler, Ron Simpson. Simpson sneaking out top 10 there. That's a lot of S's. Randy Smith, KJ, Troy Donahue, Andy Rayleigh, Wiley King. Top 15 and all the finishers for tonight. The bottom 3, Irv Johnston, and then both Rubinos. Irv listed as a piston failure. A break for the 49. Because next week is Bristol. That's going to be a kind of a special stream for me, considering what I'm doing 2 days later. But for right now, though, I'm not going to keep everybody too long here. Let's go ahead and start getting some words with our top 3 finishers. That we will start with the 113.
User was moved to your channel.
And that is Caleb Lingle. Caleb, do you copy?
I do, Andrew.
Right on, man. Top 3 effort tonight. Top 3, y'all pretty much finished where you started, which just kind of shows how competitive you guys were, but also how tough it was to pass out there. There was one point that it looked like you and Herman were getting at it there on those 2 final restarts. I guess just talk me through it. Like, that seemed like that had to have been the moment that you had to pass, or else it was just going to be an uphill battle trying to get by anybody.
It was. This track's hard to pass, and Keith and Herman were better than I was. So we had that late race restart right there. 4 laps to go, whatever it was, and the tires weren't too worn. I mean, they had some wear on them, but I knew that was my only chance to do anything, and I just threw it in there just to see what would happen. So it didn't work out, but at least I didn't lose any spots.
And you still put on a great show there. I'll also just ask you about the handling out there. Of all the top 3 there, you seem like you were the one that was maybe kind of sawing it a little bit more than the other guys off of the corner exits. Fighting a loose race car out there?
Well, at times, yes. Most of the time, it was tight. Honestly, it's just you got so much wheel in it trying to keep it turning. Then you're on the straightaway, and then you got to get the wheel back straight again. And it was a fine line between tight and loose. When I was practicing, I was loose. I wasn't expecting us to run this fast at a race pace, so I had to pick it up during the race, and therefore kind of threw my handling off. I had to make some changes in the pit stops and got it okay. It wasn't great, but I guess good enough for third.
Hey, good enough you're able to hold on to it, and hey, even a little bit of side by side there. Zach, do you have anything for our third place finisher?
Yeah, I think you covered pretty much everything you could cover for the race tonight. So, Caleb, I'll just ask you this. How do you feel about Bristol? And do you think you can continue the run you had tonight and avoid disaster for the chase?
That's a really good question. I feel good about the speed I have. I can't control the person behind me, so I don't know how that one's going to be.
I know how you can. Go into the corner faster than them.
Right.
Just don't wreck.
Just send it in there. If you send it and they send it, well, then you both sent it. So, great finish for you tonight, my man. Hey, hopefully things continue to go forward. Maybe we'll see if you can try to chip away at Herman's point lead as things go on. But best of luck going into Bristol. But of course, before we let you go, you know what to do.
Thank you. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Thank my teammates, the guys that was helping me out with the setup. I spent a lot of time on it yesterday. Evidently not enough time the Four Horsemen. All those guys had spin on it, but it was all right. I want to shout out to the family and friends that are watching, and whoever sponsored it. Appreciate that, and Rubino's for putting on the league, and y'all for broadcasting. I enjoy coming back and watching these things.
Yeah, the pleasure is all ours, and all I know is I'm willing to bet probably the Four Horsemen probably put at least 12 hours into whatever setup they were running. So
probably 12 hours, 5 days a week. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. So hard to go up against that, but great run, man. Best of luck heading into Bristol.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, my man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Okay, Lingo P3. Next up, the Badillac driver.
User was moved to your
The
channel.
guy that we've also been able to talk to a lot this season, and that is the current point leader, Herman Reese. Herman, do you copy?
Yeah, go ahead. How you doing, guys?
Doing good. That was a tricky track to pass on there, but at the same time, you and Keith, especially Keith, really had it dialed in there. I kind of jokingly said this to Caleb, but I guess I'll just ask, how many hours did y'all put into that setup? Probably a lot.
I started 2+ months ago, and then
Yeah.
and then Keith and I, 5 days over the last week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe more. Several thousand hours, because we knew if anybody didn't practice. I called Keith immediately after day 1, 2 months ago, and I said, "Hey, we got to get on this. This thing is really tough," and really had to think outside the box with setup stuff, and the time obviously paid off for us. And a couple of our teammates, like Stakanis, he was tied up with personal matters, and I hand him the setup. He gets 10 minutes of practice, and he ends up fourth. So it was definitely good. Keith and I run totally different stuff. I couldn't run his, he couldn't run mine, but just working together and set up ideas, it just shows.
Yeah, especially when you start that early, that shows the dedication. Me and Caleb jokingly said like, "Oh yeah, you guys probably did like 12 hours a day, 5 days a week there," but sounds like that was almost true. And hey, it showed. You guys had some bad speed there, and yeah, as you said, even Jeff was up there pretty good. I guess I'll just ask. Seems like Keith tends to, at least in my experience, tends to favor looser, and you, I'm guessing, probably you seem like you lean maybe a little more, just kind of in the middle.
Well, in this particular case, Keith's really good at the flat tracks, and I wouldn't say Friday or Saturday we were dead even. We ran a bunch of runs. Whoever got up front, that's who was staying. And he picked up on some things yesterday. His line was the difference for him. He found a comfortable line. If you notice, he was up at the top in the gray on exit. I wasn't happy up there with the setup, and mine actually probably had a bigger split. I had he had way more nose. I had the weight back, and just mine was a typical flat track. He basically took a Loudon setup, and I want to say I took my IRP setup from earlier this year, and we tried everything. I'm going to tell you. So, but that's how we ended up, unfortunately, just about how we finished in practice.
Yeah. He was the dominant man, but you were right there with him, and second place still going to put you with the point in the lead. Zach, anything for our runner-up?
Yeah, Herman, I know you talked, Keith is really good on these flat tracks, and you guys were running slightly different setups, but how much of this race was decided by who got the pole? Because as we all know here, dirty air is huge at a track like this.
The race was won on the pole. I was so angry. I messed up, and then I was lucky enough to finish second. Keith and I had run, we were going to blister these guys. We were running in the 30s during the week, and my worst practice run today was like a 47 in practice. So, and I told these guys, anybody runs a 50, you'll be up near the front. And sure enough, both of us, Keith screwed up, so did I. But that was the difference. Getting out first to pit road, even I could have used those 5 points. It's just so hard to pass. And the strategy never lined up to say, hey, let's stay out here. Because then you saw what happened. The guys that tried that, they went backwards pretty quick with the older tires.
Yeah.
Right on.
Why they definitely fell into that.
Yeah, that's that's what ends up happening in these short tracks. Martinsville is famous for that. It comes down to qualifying, and you look at the top 3 guys we had tonight, and it was the guys that are the 3 best qualifiers in the league.
Tell me how you feel that'll factor into Bristol next week. Obviously, Bristol is chassis too because of the banking, but it's still a short track, so similar principle.
Yeah. Here's what's going to happen with Bristol, and you can make up some spots if you gamble, if the cautions fall your way, and you stay out, say 25 to go, everybody pits, and you just inherit the lead and hope they don't run over you. I mean, that's what's happened before. I can't remember how it played. I won the race earlier this year, but I don't recall how the cautions fell. And some of these guys are really good if you get long runs. I've seen many Bristol races, believe it or not, go caution free, so that possibility is there. But qualifying in especially if you look, I think 6 of the 10 or 7 of the 10 tracks are short track related. So qualifying is going to be a huge premium.
As we've seen this year, you, Keith, and Caleb tend to be the ones that get the pole. So I think you got good odds.
Yeah, it was, I mean, all in all, it was a fun race. I really like this track. Maybe not this version, but I do love the Milwaukee track, and it was fun. I didn't get to see much. Sometimes being up there is boring. You don't get to see anybody. And I was hoping that Keith's pit crew from Iowa showed up, but he had a good crew tonight.
You were hoping for some bad RNG.
Yeah. And there was a couple of uh-ohs that I saw.
There was one,
them.
yeah.
And then with me, at the end there, Caleb and I said to Keith, I said, hey, you better get a good start because I got better gears than you, and Caleb's got way better gears than me, and it made it exciting there those last couple laps.
Yeah, Caleb was in second gear trying to get by you.
I heard him downshifting. We talked, him and I had spoke about it because Keith and I had set up a gas mileage gear and a 3rd gear race gear, and I never come out of 4th gear all night. It just you had to bog the motor down to keep the wheel spin down, and I think guys were probably running. Maybe some guys were running a 480. I was running a 440 just to keep the wheel spin down, and that's why I say that just comes from testing. I think I had 55 tape and a 440, and you could run 70 tape here all day. It just made it so loose. The front end just turned too much.
And hold on to it, yeah. But hey, for these next 2 tracks, I mean, we got Bristol, we got New Hampshire these next 2 weeks. So if this trend continues, that's going to be a killer stretch here for you guys.
Unfortunately, it looks like Keith might have wrote the schedule because most of these tracks that we got coming line up pretty good for him.
Well,
yeah,
Bristol's going to be
New Hampshire. It's going to be tough to beat, Keith. That's for sure.
If tonight was any indication, oh yeah.
Yeah,
but
and we'll be back at it. So it'll be tomorrow. We'll be online. We put so much dedication, and not sure, if this is going to be the last HOBO championship. I've been down this road the last 10 years. I think I've been in the top 3 guys all the way to the championship, and I always get beat at Phoenix. And I think we're changing the format this year, so it's just going to be off points, hopefully.
Gotcha.
I had to donate. I'm a little bit mad. I'm going to be honest. I really wanted to talk to you guys last week, and I felt I had that race pretty much won, and you guys probably couldn't tell, but there's a little, let's just say, a little integrity issue in front of me, and it was the same thing happened to me last time, and I was less than pleased. So I got out of here pretty quick after last week's race.
I think I think I may remember, but I may have to go back and remind myself on that one. But yeah.
So, but anyway,
I have no idea.
Thanks for putting the show on. I'm not sure who. I think it might have been. I heard somebody say Sundrop. I don't know if it was Fugate. Somebody sponsored, but appreciate it. And the league. And congrats to Keith. Man, he ran so good tonight. He made up 360 points in one night. How about that?
How about that?
But anyway, I hope I get to talk to you guys next week. It's feast or famine for anybody at Bristol. You could have a wild card winner next week. That's how that track goes.
Hey, I remember you won the first Bristol race of the season, so we'll see what happens for you then. But
yeah.
And great job tonight, man.
Thank
you. Best of luck heading into Tennessee.
Thank you. We'll see you guys hopefully next week.
Get to talk to you then, hopefully.
Say bye.
User was moved out of your channel.
Race P2. But that would be P2 to this guy. Oops.
User was
There
moved
we
to
go.
your channel.
Daddy is
Mac
in
Daddy.
the house.
Mac Daddy in the house, baby.
Win number 5, my man. And it's at the short. It's at, well, yeah, the drive's kind of like a short track. It's a flat track. And man, you were dominant.
I was cruising, man, just out for a Tuesday drive.
Tuesday night drive. A couple moments that looked like it turned into a little more of a ooh. But all in all, though, that thing seemed like it was pretty well hooked up outside of one or two little kickouts there.
Oh, the car was great. Yeah, the only time I'd get loose is I'd screw up the entry a little bit, get in there too deep or drag the brake, or sometimes I'd touch it and let it roll in. Sometimes I'd drag it in, and then sometimes I'd get confused and get in the middle of both and be like, oh, crap. But besides that, the car was great.
No shout out to Richard with all the kind words there in the chat there. But I guess I'll just ask you this now. I mean, we got Bristol, the high bank, and then we're going back to the low bank at New Hampshire. How are you feeling about these next couple races?
I feel pretty good. Won many times at Bristol. KJ's really good at Bristol. There's a lot of people good there. Herman, Caleb, but we'll get back to New Hampshire. That'll be good because, I mean, Milwaukee, all it is a big New Hampshire, or bigger.
Exactly what Zach was saying, yeah. Which I totally whiffed on the track lights. But speaking of Zach, you got any thoughts for Mac Daddy?
Yeah, so you start this chase off here with a win. You're not yet ahead of Herman in the points, though, since he finished right behind you. But how do you feel? Herman was saying a lot of these tracks favor you. So how do you feel about your chances for maybe getting another HOBO Cup title here?
Yeah, the chase, actually, there's a lot of tracks in there that I run really good at. So, it kind of makes me go to practice. I know me and Herm, I know we've run over 1,000 laps easy at this track in the last month, getting ready for it, trying to find something that would be fast and have a good tire wear. And we ran totally different setups, but you see, we were both really fast.
Fast. That was
It was
very,
just
very
nice.
impressive stuff.
It was nice. I put the whole race together. I didn't have no screw ups. The car was really good. I never really had to run as hard as I could, so that even made it easier.
Still had the fastest lap of the night. I just looked at that. 28.663. for the race. Very, very impressive stuff, and utter domination from McDaddy. Of course, we got Bristol next week, so we'll see what you're able to do there. Before we let you go, though, whatever you want to close out the night with, you may feel free.
I just thank Rubino's and thank y'all for putting this on, and everybody just contributed to help make this thing happen. There's lots and lots of people, and shout out to my girlfriend. She's still recovering from a surgery she had. Man, that was just a good race. Shout out to my teammates. Herm, he did a damn good job. Jeff showed up there. Stacanis ain't practiced a lick. Y'all got to set up. Can't get it set up. And ends up with a top 5. Fugate, he had a bad night. KJ, he had a bad night from the get-go. And it could never get up there. But if he'd have been up there, it would have been ugly, probably.
He got up there at one point and then spun out as soon as he reached the top 5.
That's what he said. He said he hadn't been in clean air. As soon as he gets in clean air, he looped it.
Hey, that Zach said, it'll catch you out if you're not ready for it, whether it's clean or dirty air. But
Yep.
Keith, my man, awesome win. Best of luck heading into Bristol. And again, I always have to give you a thank you for kind of being the brains behind just making this happen.
Well, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, Zach, for helping you out.
Oh,
That was
Yeah,
cool.
buddy. Hey, when are you gonna come race on Thursday night again? I haven't seen you in a little bit.
I know. I was going to race last Thursday. It won't be this Thursday because the Redskins are playing, so I'll be watching them Skins.
Oh
Let's
boy.
go. I'm gonna get back over there. There's been a lot going on.
Well, you got New Hampshire next week, so I definitely hope to see you on that one.
Oh yeah, I'll probably show up for that. I need to go in there and give you a little race there. Maybe I can run with you.
I think you'll be all right. You own that place.
All right, guys. I appreciate everything. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, man. You have a good one yourself. Great win.
Appreciate
User was moved out of your channel.
McDaddy with a dominating performance at the Milwaukee Mile. Zach, closing thoughts on what we saw tonight.
Yeah, pretty mixed bag. We had a couple good runs here and there, a little, 10, 15 lap runs. But, otherwise it was kind of what I expected, good amount of yellows. I'm not quite sure how many we had, actually. I'm actually going to do a quick check on that. Let
7, I
me
think.
see here. We had 8 yellows. So, yeah, that's about normal for a track like this. So, yeah, pretty good overall. Mac Daddy dominated. We got Bristol next week. Look forward to that. And, yeah, I'm ready to go to bed.
I will not be far behind you, but thank you, Zach, for joining in. Thank you to everybody that tuned in for this one here tonight for the first race of the chase. As we said, Bristol next week. Last race before I venture off to Kentucky, so that's exciting. As
Kentucky?
much Kentucky, yeah, louder than life, baby.
What's going to do down there?
Louder Than Life Music Festival. First ever music festival.
Yes.
Let's do it.
I am seeing Falling in Reverse this Saturday, so that'll be fun.
Nice. They literally just came by close to here. So you have fun there, my man. I'm excited for that. I need it. It's been an effing brutal week. But I will conclude this stream by saying congrats to Mac Daddy. Thank you, Zach, for joining me. Thank you to everybody who watched. And a shout out to my mom. You're gonna kick this thing's ass tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna say. I will see everybody on Sunday night at Fast over at Portland. It's gonna be a fun one. Until then, a good evening to all.